I ever thought about blind people? Ever thought about the questions you like to ask a blind person about their lives, about what's going on in their lives? How do they cope with blindness? How do they eat? How do they sleep? What do they dream in? Colours? Have you ever thought of any of those questions? Well, I hope to answer them now. So, by the way,
Have you ever felt isolated because of your disability?
well, I acquired my blindness when I was 30, so for 3 years I was isolated because I didn't accept being blind. So my disability had me, my blindness had me. After 3 years getting through it, acceptance was fantastic because I was able to use my long cane and get on with my life. So the isolation did last for 3 years, and now I've come through it, and I can honestly say I've got blindness. Blindness hasn't got me.
Is it difficult to do any cooking?
Cooking for a blind person. Well, I didn't do much cooking when I could see, so I had to learn how to cook when I was become isolated and I was home alone. So it's knowing where everything is, knowing where all your utilities are, your knives and all the food. When it's there, all in order, you know where everything is. Life's a little bit easier when it comes to cooking. You got to make sure that if, things are fresh, things aren't rotten. You're not eating food that's gone off. So by people, we do use our nose to smell if it's off, because I know it's one of the best tools to check for like milk if it's off or different meats. So we be careful, we be safe, and we make sure we have that little touch of OCD or even CDO in some cases in alphabetical order. So make sure we know where everything is.
Does food taste any different since you have lost your sight?
Well, food can taste different if people like give me the power of suggestion. So if they're saying you're eating an orange and they give me a lemon, for the first initial couple of seconds, I'm thinking orange, and then I get the tangy bitterness of the lemon. So it is suggestive, the old food. But when I know what I'm eating and I understand it and the textures, what I expect to be normal. So yeah, there's no difference for me. For other people, it might be a bit different. It is that it is believing people what they say they're giving you is actually what's on your plate, and I can tell the difference between tomato soup and chicken soup, which most of us think that's easy. But if you were blindfolded and asked to taste chicken soup and she said this is tomato soup, the power of suggestion again. At Daisy, we run a Daisy dinner in the dark where people come for a three-course meal whilst blindfolded, and they really struggle with tastes and actually getting the food from the plate into the mouths. But it's that once again, it's what you expect food to taste like. I still get that feeling. It's so good. I love food. Yummy, yummy.
Do you enjoy taking part in any sports?
I love sports. I really love sports. Football, cricket, and there's a game for the blind called goalball, which is bespoke for blind people. But non-disabled people can play it. Sighted people can play it. It's brilliant. Everyone's blindfolded. Level playing field as well. I learned to play sport a different way. I learned to run, throw, jump. You got to reprogram from the mind to your muscles, reprogram that, make sure we can still take part. And with a bit of help support, with the correct equipment, some good coaching, anyone who's disabled can still carry on. As a blind person, instead of kind of visual stimulus, you need audio stimulus, and you need a proverbial ball with a bell in if you're playing football. So audio and good communication, adjectives, describing words, really important.
How would you describe colours to people who have lost their sight?
Yeah. Now, if you've never had sight or congenital blindness, you've been born blind, and you've never seen a colour, you've got to use the senses to explain what different colours are. For example, blue, cold colour. What's blue smell of? Well, blueberries, could be toilet duck, anything blue. You just, the sky, the River Mersey, that blue River Mersey flowing through the estuaries of Leicester. Oh, beautiful. I think it's blue, anyway. So red is hot. Red hot. What does red smell of? Strawberries, tomato sauce, red. So Liverpool football club, So brown. What does brown smell of? Just chocolate. I know what you're thinking there, but chocolate we normally say, and that smooth texture. It's got that sweet taste, doesn't it? Brown. So different colours for different things, and if you're describing to someone, use descriptive words, use your imagination, use your other senses, so that's the best way to explain colours to someone who's never seen colours. And someone who has seen and acquired blindness, still stimulate the brain by using those descriptive words as well, because that can keep those images flowing in the brain. The colours. I love the rainbows and flowers, red roses, yellow daffodils. I love that so much. I still see them crystal clear through my mind's eye.
And last question, what would you advise to somebody who is newly blind or partially sighted?
Well, someone who's just acquired a blindness or lost some of the vision with the sight, I'd advise, to it's not the end of the world. It's the beginning of the new one. And it's learning to adapt, learning new skills, let your other senses flow. We've all got our other senses left with the smell, touch, taste and hearing, and even got other sense, common sense, which is another one that we can gain through the loss of our one of our other major senses. And I think carry on using your mind's eye, keep on visualizing all what you hear when you hear a dog barking. Look at the sound, move your head, move your eyes, and visualize the dog barking, the colour, just in the past you've seen a dog bark, carry on using that. If you see someone talking to you, and if it's a parent or a friend, you know what they look like, visualize them, look into the eyes, mouth, nose, eyes, and keep your communication skills going. And that's really, really important to do that. And you know what? If you keep those skills going, using your mind's eye, using that common sense, that social etiquette, you need to keep hold of that. And you know what? You'll just carry on as you would, but you'll be an even better, greater person because you'll be more focused with all your other senses.
That's great. Thank you very much, Dave.
Thank you.